What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about custom audiences, lookalike audiences, and how to intersect lookalike audiences, which is pretty advanced and most people don't do. So, starting off, if you don't know how to make a custom audience already, go back and watch Jake Tenenbaum's video. It's one of the first two videos in this module. I think it's the one where he's building a campaign from scratch. He shows you how to build these custom audiences. I'm also going to include a PDF which shows you all the audiences that you should make. And you want to make these for every product. Every product that you're testing, you want to make all these audiences for. Basically, custom audiences are for retargeting people who take a certain action. So it could be someone who watched your video 3 seconds, or someone who watched it 10 seconds, or 95%. They have the option to target 25%, 50%, 75%. There's tons of different options. We like to start with 3 second, 10 second, and 95%. So you're getting people who watch a little bit of your video, people who watch a decent amount of your video, and people who watch almost all your video. And then you can create audiences for people who take certain actions on your website. So people who've added to cart already, or people who have initiated checkout, or people who have viewed content, or purchasers. You can target them with different messages. Like, for example, if you're retargeting people who added to your cart, you can say, hey, you left this so-and-so item in your cart. Here's a 15% coupon. Don't forget to check out now, or something along those lines. So you can make different messages for the people that you're targeting. And, those audiences are limited. Maybe you've only had 100 people that have added to cart and only 75 people who have initiated checkout. So for those audiences, you can create lookalike audiences. And lookalike audiences are definitely a major key if you want to be successful with e-commerce. And what are they? Basically, in simple terms, a lookalike audience is an audience that Facebook creates that looks like a group of people that have taken a certain action. So if you have 100 people that bought a product from your site, you can create a lookalike audience of the purchasers. So you don't need to go digging around Facebook for different interests so much. If you're targeting the lookalike of people who have already purchased, these people look just like them, so they're also very likely to purchase from you. Facebook gives you the option to make lookalikes for 1%, 2%, all the way up to 10%, and that's the statistical difference that those people have. And it's on a bell curve, so the audience will always be the same size, no matter what you're targeting. It's always going to be 2.1 million people for 1%, I think 4.2 million for 2%, and so on and so forth, just because they're taking that percentage of the entire population of who you're targeting. So that's basically what lookalike audiences are, and in that video, Jake shows you how to make those as well. And I'm going to actually talk to you about intersecting multiple lookalikes, which will get you some amazing results. And for something like this, you need a third-party software. I have a website up here called Quaya, and Quaya allows you to do this. So, for example, you can take a bucket of people who have viewed your video for 10 seconds and create a 2% lookalike of those people. So that's one bucket. You have a 1% lookalike of purchasers, a 10% lookalike of add to carts, and a 5% lookalike of initiate checkout. And you can intersect all those and just get these people right in here and target just these people. Now you're going to get some really great results with just these people. Another example is you can have 5% lookalike of people who have visited your site. You can have 6% lookalike of initiated checkout, 4% of added to cart, and intersect those three and just target these people right here. This audience may be your gold mine. And another intersection, you don't need to just intersect lookalike audiences. You can intersect your winning interests. So maybe women between the age of 45 to 55 who love Real Housewives. And then intersect that with a 1% lookalike of purchasers, 2% of video views, and 3% of add to cart. You can get that very dense group of people who will buy your product. And that's super powerful stuff. A couple miscellaneous things. Ideal audience size. So when you're doing website conversions, you want the audience size to be at least 500,000 people. Anything less, and it's a little bit too targeted, and it's hard to scale, you want it to be between like 500,000 and 5 million people. With PPE, you're going to want it to be at least like 3 million at least, up to 30, 40, 50 million or more. And that's just because you're building up engagement and retargeting people. Same with video views. You want a lot bigger audience. One other thing to take note of, there's third-party behaviors that you can target on Facebook, and there's companies that are actually supplying this data to Facebook, like Nielsen or like different government agencies, and you're actually paying a premium for that stuff. So when you're picking like homeowners or people likely to sell their homes or something like specific, Facebook actually gets that data from a third party, and they tell you when you choose those audiences, but you're actually paying anywhere from a 10 to 20% premium on those audiences. So just something to keep in mind. And then, the third-party tools for intersecting, like I said, you can use Quia.com and just play around with that. You'll see how powerful it is to be able to intersect audiences like this. So, hope this was helpful. See you in the next video.